Yo, it don't make no sense how hot it is out here today. But check this out. I've been listening to a lot of guys and girls talking about submission. And my take on it is simple. You know, we live in a society where a lot of people didn't even grow up in the house with any masculine energy. Um, I'm gonna start with the fellas. Fellas, if you didn't grow up with no father and you just grew up around a bunch of dudes who were dating your mom or whatever, coming in and out. Your mom was always the one in charge and stuff like that. And could no men ever really tell you nothing? Your coaches, pastor, nobody can really tell you nothing. You're not going to be able to come out here in the world and expect submission from a woman. You know, a lot of y'all want submission from a woman, and y'all be going back and forth with women in arguments, giving her more emotion than she's giving you. No woman's gonna no woman's gonna submit to that. And every time she does get around real masculine energy, I mean, she's probably going to want to be more around that energy than be around you. It's just natural in a woman. So I feel like and I'm not preaching to nobody because I'm learning this stuff real time as I go. So I'm just learning and kicking it back. You know what I'm saying? But I wish I would have knew these things earlier in life. All the times I was arguing with some girl out in public or something like that, you know what I'm saying, and not being a leader, you know, it just makes perfect sense, man. A leader has to have been a good follower. That's science. That's scripture. A leader has to have been a good follower. And again, if couldn't nobody ever tell you nothing, if you didn't ever follow nobody and respect masculine energy yourself, how you gonna expect somebody to respect yours? That's something to think about. Now, ladies, I'm gonna get to you. You always say if a man puts you in a position to be in your feminine, then you'll be more submissive. But the truth is, again, like the fellas, if you didn't grow up respecting masculine energy, your mom wasn't married, or she was walking all over a man, or whatever. There wasn't no man there at all. You never learned again to respect and how to treat masculine energy. So once you come out here and start getting in relationships with men, you're gonna find everything that he asks you to do that comes about with cooperating. You're gonna think he's trying to control you, and all he's doing is asking for cooperation. You think he's trying to control you because you never were around real masculine energy. He's not trying to control your life or nothing. Half the time these guys that are asking for submission are only asking again because they don't really know what submission is. Half the time they're only asking for cooperation. But you don't know how to cooperate with masculine energy because you never had to learn to because you didn't see your mom doing it. So we need to think about these things while we're talking about submission. We need to think about that. You know, guys, we got to handle business and build a foundation before we want to get in these households and act like kings and shit. And women, you need to learn something from some women who are where you're trying to be as far as in a relationship with a strong man. Get a mentor, get around a woman who is in a strong relationship with a strong man. You know, that woman respects that man's energy and stuff like that. Get around her and learn and soak up game. The problem is, y'all be around y'all's miserable aunties and female family members who ain't got no men, or around weak men. That's either the case, or you you get around these married women who they marry, but really they want to be back out here in the streets. So they're more following what you got going. Get around somebody who's been in a marriage 15, 20 years, and she's in love with that man. That's my advice to you women on y'all side. Fellas, we got to handle things financial, spiritual, mental, all that stuff, physical. We got to handle those things before we really be trying to step out here and call ourselves kings and having a woman respect that. Women, if you didn't learn submission in your house and how to treat a man, get around a woman that does know how to treat one and soak up some game. And then come back to the table and let's talk about submission and what everybody brings to the table and all that. I'm challenging y'all, millennials, even Generation X, baby boomers, Generation Z, everybody, I'm challenging you. Let's be what we want to attract out here. You know what I'm saying? Let's be what we want to attract out here and stop just talking and trying to figure out a way that we can run some shit or get somebody to do how we tell them to do and all this stuff. Let's really out here be working on ourselves and our goals. That way we can get together with somebody that's like-minded and be relationship goals when we get together. We can be somebody else's relationship goals. Ran over. Holla.